Radio WFLA Orlando, its management or advertisers.
Ah, look at that. That's my entrance music today. How are you? Money Talks, brought to you by Trustco Bank. I am Melissa Fox, and helping you along with the show, we got our own Louis Ederer.
How are you tonight, Melissa?
Oh, I'm always just hanging in there. You get me at like a real flavorful time. So, anyway, Trustco Bank, it is your hometown bank. There are over 50 locations here in Florida, and we should start off probably. Well, you take your pick. What do you say?
It's funny. I had a gentleman come in just kind of before we closed, and came in. He said he wanted to talk about our checking accounts, and he was currently with a bank, and he said, I am getting just killed with fees. And he said, I went to take out money and they went to charge me a fee for writing a check, and I needed to cash it. He said, we do stuff with our HOA. And I said, well, I don't understand. What were they charging you for? And he said, well, that's the question. Yeah. What are they charging me for? Taking out my money? And I said, yeah. I said, I don't understand that. He said, well, why would they charge? I said, I don't know. We don't have charges like that. So I thought, I wanted to spend a little bit of time, at least the first few minutes here, kind of talking about our accounts and what we can do for you. We have a totally free hometown checking account. And I was talking with him about this. No monthly service fee. So regardless of the money you have in there, regardless of what you do, there's no monthly fee on this whatsoever. No minimum balance requirement. We understand that every once in a while or sometimes that your balance can slip down a little bit. We're not going to penalize you for that. Free online banking, free bill pays, free mobile banking, mobile deposits. You can sign up for electronic statements and do those all free, so you can view all of your statements right online. You can see all the checks that you've written, print them up, print up actually all of your bills. All that's free. Your first order of checks, basic checks, are free. Unlimited check writing ability, and I think that was something he said he was getting dinged for a little bit. You can actually open an account online, although we love for you to actually come in and see us, because that's how we develop a relationship with you. But your ATM or your debit card's free. I said your mobile app's free. Direct deposits are free. Automatic transfers are free. We're part of the Allpoint network. So over 55,000 ATMs worldwide, all free for any of those ATMs, including Publix here in Florida. And when you have a checking account with us, you kind of get little breaks on loans, car loans, mortgage loans, equity lines, where we automatically draw those payments directly out of your checking account. So it gives you a little bit of a break, eighth of a point actually, on all of those rates. And he said, that sounds great. He goes, I don't understand why you're charging. And I said, my question is why are they charging? So I know he's going to be coming back with a few of his people, and they're going to open up some accounts and even a business account, because apparently they're getting nickel and dime with that too. Our business accounts, have $500 in the account as an average monthly collected balance. And all that means is they add up what you have every day. They divide it by 30. If it's over $500, you're golden. As long as you have over $500, and especially in a business account, who's not going to, it's a completely free account as well. And I'm not going to charge you for writing a certain number of checks or doing certain number of transactions. It's just free. So, great accounts. The online banking is absolutely as secure as can be. And Melissa, whenever I'm on, we always talk about scams.
We got some beautiful ones for later on the show. So if you love the scam portion, please stay tuned. Yes.
Yeah, we're very, very secure, to the point of, I think I mentioned to people, when you set up your account, they're going to ask you security questions that you may or may not have to use every once in a while to get on. And my favorite thing about our security questions is they're not normal. It's not What was the name of your first dog? Where did you go to school?
What's your
Who
favorite
was
food?
who was your teacher? Right, exactly. It is, what's your best friend's favorite restaurant? What is, what was your kindergarten teacher's, like your favorite kindergarten teacher? These are things that you can't find online. And I'm sorry,
Makes sense.
anybody that plays on Facebook, whether you do them or not, has seen your um your exotic dancer name is the name of the street you grew up on and your first pet. And what do you think they're doing with that information? They're grabbing it because most people have those as security questions.
Yeah.
And those are scams in the first place. It might look like fun and everybody shares them, but how do you think you grab information? Oh, okay, well, now if I go onto their online banking and I have to do a security question, what road did you grow up on? I grew up on Smith Road. What was the name of your first pet? Oh, Donald was the name of my first pet. Everything is right there, and most people use it. So it's super secure. Our fraud department is great. They will look at something if it looks anywhere out of the ordinary and send you instant text messages or call you if that's what you chose and ask, hey, did you do this? And if you say yes, hey, everything's good. But if you say no, shut down immediately. You come into the branch, we're going to order you a brand new card and you're ready to go.
Example, the other day when I got a call, I didn't recognize the number. So the first time I think I was like, nope. But the second time, well, they're persistent, and I don't even think it was the same number. So I answer it, and it's Trustco, and they're like, we see 6 charges that are suspect. And it had been right. I hadn't given them the right card number. It was my fault. But, well, I'm busy. So anyway, she's like, yeah, there's these 3 charges that didn't go through, and now there's 3 attempts, and the last one went through. I'm like, well, yeah, it was all me.
That's funny. We even have, and it's one of my favorite stories because the person that was training us was telling us, you can set up alerts, and these are alerts that can kind of go right under your phone. And she was using this kind of mobile wallet thing that we have access to, and you can turn off your card. You can turn it on and off at will. And all of a sudden, she saw like a $150 charge from Amazon. And she went, nope, that's not me. And she turned it off. And she said, nobody's going to steal my money. And 5 minutes later, her daughter called and said, Mom, I'm trying to buy the books for school, but your card's declining, the one that you gave to me.
Whoops.
And she goes, where are you getting the book? She goes, Amazon. And she goes, oh, give me a second. And she turned her card back on. So sometimes you don't recognize it. It is a good charge, but it's nice to be able to turn that off.
Yeah.
We have several different ways to help out with overdrafts. You can set up your checking account to pull over automatically. It's very, very easy to do. Live, fast transfers back and forth between checking and savings. You can set up electronic ones to go back and forth at will. So every week it comes out and goes into your savings before you even see it. And that's the key, to saving money. But yeah, just great accounts. And again, I like to say super friendly service. Please come in and see us. If you can't make it in and you can only do it online, I understand. But please come in and see us because we love to meet our customers and talk with them.
We also like to talk to you in person since we are live today. The studio line's pretty easy, 407-916-5400. If you want to text in your question, a little shy about it, but you know that Lewis has got the answer, 23680. Just send a message to 23680 with your question, and we'll see it, read it on the air as well. And we are on the social medias tonight, Lewis. So say hi to everybody.
That's
Snuck you in
Hello,
there.
hello.
So
That's
if you have
awesome.
any questions and you're listening on any of the social platforms, go ahead and throw it in the chat, and we will take care of business. This is the way we do it. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to take a quick break here, and when we get back, Lewis is going to talk more about Trustco Bank, maybe some mortgaging, money market. You just never know, but you know what? It'll be interesting, informative, and probably entertaining. It's News Radio
We hope so.
WFLA. Yeah, right?
It's Gatorpalooza at Gatorland.
Live music, artisans, animals, and alligators.
May 20th and 21st.
Florida residents get in half off with valid Florida ID.
Celebrate all things alligators.
Only at Gatorland.
Gatorland knows you need more animals, more gators, and more fun. And now, Florida residents get what they need for less, with $16.50 admission now through the end of May. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
There's a race going on inside your body, and sometimes the bad guys, otherwise known as arthritis, get there first. That's when the joint pain kicks in.
Your healing process is just too slow and just can't catch up, and it needs just a little bit of help from QC Kinetics.
That's Dr. Daniel Zuckerman, a QC Kinetics medical director.
We all know that you can heal yourself. If you get a cut, it heals on its own. Your joints are no different. We can take the healing properties from your blood, concentrate them down, and put them in the spot that you need the help. It's amazing. Your body can heal itself.
At QC Kinetics, that's called regenerative medicine. No surgery or steroids, just lasting relief, the natural way.
The fact that we can treat them without surgery, but using their own body's natural healing process, without medications, without steroids, without surgery, it's just amazing.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 689-244-7980. That's 689-244-7980. In Orlando, Winter Park, and the Villages, 689-244-7980.
The podcast, Silenced, The Radio Murders, explores the unsolved homicides of 3 disc jockeys in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood. It's an investigation that exposes corruption and drug trafficking, painting a portrait of Miami as a forward operating base for the CIA.
They were using their newfound freedom and the radio airwaves to ignite a revolution. That's when the killing started.
Listen to Silenced, The Radio Murders on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Small business owners, we know finishing your to-do list can feel like climbing a mountain, but that mountain is also covered in banana peels. Then when something new gets added to your list, you're like, nope, I'm already climbing this huge, super slippery banana peel mountain of a to-do list. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy to manage your policy on our mobile app. So climbing that banana peel mountain feels more like a leisurely stroll. See if you can save on commercial auto insurance in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates, it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Trustco Bank is proud to celebrate its 20th anniversary in Florida. It is easy to see why so many people choose Trustco Bank for all their checking and savings needs. Our customers have free access to over 55,000 ATMs. And we still go by the book with our Passbook savings account. To learn more, visit any one of our branch locations or online at TrustcoBank.com. Come home to Trustco. Member FDIC.
Trustco Bank is proud to celebrate its 20th anniversary in Florida. At Trustco Bank, we've been the leader in low-cost portfolio mortgages featuring building loans with one closing and long rate lock new construction loans. Choose Trustco Bank for your mortgage. To learn more, visit any one of our branch locations or online at TrustcoBank.com. Come home to Trustco. Subject to credit approval, equal housing lender, NMLS 474376.
Hey there, a little corn to get us back into Money Talks. How you doing, Melissa Fox and Louis Ederber? Right here on your radio, News Radio WFLA Orlando. Every Thursday night, 6 o'clock, we bring it to you. We talk to you about what you're missing out on, frankly. I mean, let's be honest about it. When we talk about Trustco Bank, it's not like a mudslinging situation at other banks. It's just that, well, Trustco Bank is so much better. You know, they don't take, you guys want a lasting relationship. You want generations. You don't want somebody to put their money in there and be dissatisfied and then walk around like, that X-Bank stinks. They charge me all this. So, anyway, with that in mind, I wanted to mention, May the 4th be with you.
Yes, may the 4th be with you. That's Star Wars Day. I woke up, I thought it was tomorrow for a minute, and then I went, no, tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo. So, but yeah, we're very excited about that. There might have been some Yoda hats worn today at the bank. So, but yeah, it was cool. You know, I did want to mention, it's nothing to do with Star Wars. CD rates did kind of go up a little bit just this morning.
Really?
And I would be remiss in my duties if I didn't mention the CD rates that we have kind of going right now. 2 different specials for you. We have a 7 to 11 month CD. Those are the terms, anywhere between 7 and 11 months, with an annual percentage yield right now at 4.2%. And then we have a 13 to 15 month special with an annual percentage yield of 4.10%. So great rates right now. Remember, and we've actually mentioned this before, that one time during the life of the CD, whether it's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, or 15 months, depending on which one you like and which one you choose, you can either add or withdraw up to 25% of the initial principal balance at any time, once, either take or give. And there's no penalty on that whatsoever. So it's really unique to Trustco that we do something like that, and again, it's your money. If in case of an emergency, you have to pull it out. You don't want to, but you have to. You can do that one time, or you come into some extra money and you want to take advantage of those awesome rates, and you can just go ahead and put it in.
That makes sense.
Yeah, really unique, but really, really good. I'm glad to see the rates. They had slid a little bit kind of all across the board through all the banks, but ours went up again this morning. And I really wanted to talk about that, so it's awesome.
So you got it out there. Do you feel better now? I mean, it's all off.
I do. Yeah, I would not have been able to sleep.
Yeah, and
I had. Yeah,
I get how you banking.
It's really, really good.
You get banking people get like that, and it's crazy. All right, mortgages. You do things a lot differently. You got y'all. They don't have all the initials. I know you know what I mean, but do the people know? There's no PMI. Okay.
No PMI. Literally one of my favorite things, and one of my favorite training moments. We went to our main headquarters, and this lovely lady came down from New York, and she had been with Trustco forever, and she was training us, and she said, and I was new to banking, and she said PMI, and I said, what exactly is PMI? And she said, PMI, Lewis, is a slap in the face, and I absolutely loved it. And for those of you who don't know, PMI is private mortgage insurance. And it's something that institutions use. If you don't put down 20% on a loan and you don't meet that 20% requirement, they charge you PMI. And basically what it is it insurance for them that you're going to pay the loan back. So they're going to tack on money to your monthly bill. That could be $55, $60, $65 for every $100,000 that you borrow on a loan. So figure, $400,000 home, $350,000 home, that adds up close to $200 extra a month that you're going to give them. And is it insurance for you? No, it's insurance for them. So it really is a slap in the face. It's, hey, listen, I don't have a lot of money to put down on this home. I don't have 20% to put down on the home. That's fine. We're just going to charge you a lot more extra money. We do not do that here at Trustco at all. With as little as 3% down on some of our special programs that we have, but as little as 3% down, there is PMI, and we pay for it. So the borrower will never pay PMI with Trustco Bank.
Perfect.
Really low closing costs, and I'll tell you, when you look just at numbers in a window of a bank, you're driving by a bank, or you're sitting in front of a bank, running into an ATM, and they have their rates for mortgages posted up in a window, or you see it on a billboard, or you see it online. There's always going to be two numbers. There's going to be a rate. There's going to be an annual percentage rate. So you have a rate, and that's what you get charged monthly on top of your principal payment. Your annual percentage rate is their costs put in over a year. They kind of factor it in over a year, amortize it in over a year. So if you look at those two numbers, you can kind of always tell how much they charge to originate a loan by looking at those numbers. And I've seen stuff where, a rate of 6.125, which is, our rates are currently as low as 6.125 for a 30-year fixed mortgage on a primary residence. But I've seen, 6.125, and then it could be 6.25, it could be 6.35 as an annual percentage rate. So that they probably have some pretty good charges going in there. When you look at Trustco Bank, your front number on a rate is going to be 6.125. On the back side, it's going to be 6.172. So 0.046 or something, almost nothing. Our rates are very, very low.
Yeah.
This month, I can make them a tiny bit lower.
Really?
So if you apply for a purchase or a Trustco refinance, if you're not with Trustco and you're coming over, you have to refinance, or you're looking to buy a house, just for applying, and you get through and you're approved and we're going to go ahead and close, we're going to take $250 off of our fees. So, and we ran that for April. We're running it again for May. And it's just a great way to, save an extra $250 on already really, really low costs to do stuff.
Oh, it sounds like we should be taking a call or a text, but you explain it so well. I think that's why sometimes people are like, oh, yeah, I get it. But I heard the other day that someone made an effort to drive all the way out to see you at the North Claremont branch.
Yeah. They actually drove, I think they drove from Sand Lake Road.
Oh, so they passed at least
all the way out. They passed like 4 different Trustcos.
Wow.
And they drove out here, which I was so humbled by. And I said, I said, that's like over an hour drive. I said, why would you, I said, you probably passed 3 or 4 Trustcos. He said, yeah, I think we passed 3. He said, but I listened to you on the radio and I trusted you. And I'm telling you, that was like, to me, that was one of the best things I think I've ever heard. And they did actually move up to Claremont, and I'm very happy to have them as a customer here.
Wow.
So, yeah,
it
was really, really neat.
Well, there you go. Payback. That's it. Instant gratification a day later. We appreciate that. If you hear what you like and this guy's sending it out to you and you want to say, hey, I want to work with this guy, well, he's at North Claremont branch of Trustco Bank. And there you have it. Stand by, check on traffic, weather, the latest news, the Bloomberg Business Report. It's all coming your way next. Followed by some more Money Talks. We'll probably talk about, equity lines, maybe a little more mortgage stuff. And if you have a question, 23680, that's the text line. As they say, we're right back.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering professional-grade industrial supplies, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to answer your toughest questions. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now, news from the WFLA News Center.
Today, acquitting former Florida governor candidate Andrew Gillum of lying to federal investigators, but deadlocked on conspiracy and fraud charges. U.S. District Judge Alan Windsor declared a mistrial on numerous charges against Gillum and his political mentor, Sharon Letman Hicks.
Our family has felt over these last 7 years under attack on all sides. They've quite literally tried to take everything from us.
Federal prosecutors who spent years trying to root out corruption in an investigation dubbed Operation Capital Currency told the judge they intend to seek a second trial. Florida Surgeon General Dr. Joseph Ladapo will continue to lead the state's health department despite pushback from some lawmakers. State Senate confirmed Ladapo earlier today after Governor DeSantis reappointed him for the job. Gas continues to get cheaper. It's down 2 cents a gallon today on average in Florida, now $3.60. With Florida's News, I'm Al Lewis.
From the Airflow Designs Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
Traffic slowing down just a bit still on I-4 as you take the interstate east and westbound by the major Disney exits, including between US 27 and the 429. Still looking at a crash blocking the left shoulder northbound on the Greenway near the John Young Parkway toll plaza. A crash on I-4 is blocking the left shoulder as well just before Lake Mary Boulevard. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
And now, a couple of corny facts. Number one, Florida sweet corn season ends in June. June? What? Why didn't anybody tell me that it was gonna... It's sweet corn season in Florida. Stop on your way home and get some before it's gone.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Here's your News Radio WFLA Orlando AccuWeather forecast. For your Thursday night, we'll see a moonlit sky, the low 64. Mostly sunny Friday. It'll be delightful. Friday's high 87. Partly cloudy Friday night with a low of 68. Intervals of clouds and sunshine Saturday with widely separated thunderstorms in the afternoon. Expect a high Saturday of 87. Plan with confidence. Visit AccuWeather.com. All day, every day, news, weather, and traffic on News Radio WFLA Orlando. I'm Drew Shannon.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Worries about the nation's regional banks weighed on Wall Street. PacWest fell 50% after confirming that it's talking with potential investors. Western Alliance lost 38% on a report denied by the bank that it's exploring strategic options. Jitters ahead of tomorrow's April employment report also held the market back. Dow Industrials lost 287, the S&P 500 dropped 30, the Nasdaq tumbled 59. Big banks will pay the price for the failures of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank. Sources say the FDIC is set to propose extra fees to refill its deposit insurance fund. Smaller banks would be exempt from the payments. Things are looking up at Peloton as it tries to find its way in a post-pandemic world. It gave an upbeat sales forecast, but word of a $5 million patent infringement settlement with Dish Network sent Peloton shares lower. Larry Kofsky, Bloomberg Radio.
Sponsored by Certified Financial Group. Listen Mondays and Wednesdays at 1:30 to On the Money Financial segment with Al Inspector.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-200-1966. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes or overweight or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-200-1966. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-200-1966. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-200-1966. 800-200-1966.
Welcome back. Dave and Herb here, and we're talking fresh. Fresh from Florida, that is. Dave, tell our listeners about the produce that's in season. There's tomatoes, broccoli, watermelon, freppers, spinach. Wait, hold it. You're just putting fra in front of produce. Yeah, as in fresh from Florida. Produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. You don't need to make up words. Really? Ugh, friends, visit followfreshfromflorida.com to see what's in season. Don't you mean .from? Ugh, really?
WFLA Orlando is your news radio station. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Sounds like a good plan. You can take us with you anywhere that way. Just tune in to WFLA Orlando on the iHeartRadio app. And guess what? We're still there. It's so cool. Although I do recommend that we save AM radio, Lewis. Have you heard about that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I grew up with AM radio.
Trying to take AM out of the new cars and the EVs and such, but they seem to forget, that is them. The ubiquitous Lewis, they seem to occasionally think that we're not important until a hurricane or some sort of, natural disaster happens. Oh, my God, the colleges are playing sports. We run all that.
Right.
Yeah, so, people are like, well, I can get it on the FM. Maybe not.
Yeah, I always have to go to AM to get my sports when I was listening to the games driving. Yeah, absolutely.
Always.
You got to have the AM radio.
Yeah. So if you're interested in saving AM, just text 52886, and in that text put AM. All right, Lewis. So we took a break. Hey, it's actually really important. And we have 50,000 watt reach here goes all the way across the state and back again. And when trouble happens, they count on us to be there. So very important. All right. So equity lines, maybe a little bit of mortgage stuff that you hadn't actually completed in the last segment. What do you say?
Yeah. I know, we kind of talked about our low costs. We talked about the PMI, but, real quick, and I do want to talk about the equity stuff because that's very, very popular right now. But, we don't escrow. And so, which just means we do not collect school and property taxes with your principal and interest payment. And I think a lot of people say, oh, I'm so used to that. It's so convenient. It's so easy to do. And, maybe it is. Here's the way I look at it. The way I try to talk to people about it is when you are paying escrow to a mortgage company, you're pretty much giving them your money. They're holding it and they're making money off of it, and you can't have it. It's your money, but they're holding it. They tell you how much you have to give them, and you just give it to them. And if it's too much, they roll it over to the next year. If it's too little, they're going to grab more the next year. But they're making money off that. Our solution is I open a free savings account for you. You put the money there. And at the end of the year, when you get your bill, which you're going to get anyway, in the mail, you take the money and you either transfer it electronically or you come in here to say hi to us, and we give you a cashier's check and you pay it. But that way it's your money. And guess what? You make interest off of it. You're not letting somebody else hold it. They're already making enough money. Don't give them more to make. Appraisal fees. Each and every time we do a loan, we do an appraisal on a home. Now, appraisal can cost between $350 and $500. If you've had appraisal done on your home, you know that. Not with Trustco, we pay for the appraisal, so there's absolutely no appraisal fee. Yeah, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
So, 90-day rate lock on pretty much most of our things. We did announce, I think the last time you and I were talking, that we now do a 60-day rate lock on pre-approvals. Unheard of. It's awesome. But on most things, we do a rate lock of 90 days. I'll tell you something that I don't know who else does it. And if you know somebody else that does it, please let me know. New construction, where you're going into these wonderful homes that are being built nowadays, we're locking the rate for 330 days. 330 days, 11 months. We're locking your rate when you're building a home with one of these beautiful, wonderful builders here in Florida. And again, let me announce this because I should have done it right at the beginning. Parade of Homes going on this weekend. Starting this weekend in Orlando, the Greater Orlando Parade of Homes starts this weekend. You can tour these beautiful houses, support your local builders here. Go online. You can go to the Greater Orlando Builders Association or GOBA and find a link on there, or Parade of Homes 2023. You can check out the awesome builds that these builders are doing and actually go look at them. You have 2 weeks to do it, this weekend, next weekend, but definitely check that out. So if you want information on that, contact any of your Trustco banks. You can call me here, 352-243-2563. Call me tomorrow morning anytime, probably after 8:30, and I'll be more than happy to give you a lot more information on that. What do we have? We have a couple seconds here. We can talk about equity lines.
Yes, if you
credit.
would. Equity. I can't say it, but you can.
Yeah. Well, you hear a bunch of things. You'll hear home equity credit line. You'll hear home equity line of credit. Basically what it is, it's a line of credit secured by your home that gives you a revolving credit line to use for large expenses or consolidate higher interest rate debt. usually we have much lower interest rates than some of your other types of loans. If you have a personal loan you want to pay down, or credit cards, which are all 18, 19, 20, 23%. And even your personal loans, which could be, 14 to 20% as well. So people get these awesome credit lines, and then ours are low if it's a second lien on your home, 6.5%, 6.5% right now. If you have no current lien on your home and you want to use the equity, 6.25% currently. We have a nice little kicker in the beginning of our fixed lines for the first year at 4.25%. But basically, like I said, it's a credit card towards your home. Now, here's my favorite part. No upfront costs whatsoever. So you come in, we get the value of your home, we multiply it by 80% because we're not going to use all the equity in your house. We're going to use up to 80%. We subtract what you currently owe, and there's the equity that you can have. So, but nothing up front. Keep the line open for 3 years. That's all you have to do. Even if it has a zero balance and you don't owe us any money, then there's no closing costs whatsoever on your line. But imagine being able to get $100,000 with no upfront costs and being able to use that to pay down your debt. Put in a swimming pool. Summer's coming. We all know it's going to be warm. Buying that vacation home that not only are you going to be able to use, but you're going to be able to rent out and make a ton of income for or from. And for the first 5 years, or the draw period of your equity line, we only do interest payments. So we don't require that you pay any more than interest for the first 5 years. Once you are not able to use the money anymore, or we call the draw period is over, and we go into the kind of the pay with the 15 years or the repayment phase. At that point is when you pay principal and interest. Now, I always say, hey, if you can pay principal during the first 5 years, do it. And then what? You can use the money again. It's a credit card from your home. It's a revolving credit line. You can take this money and use it as many times as you want. So, why not take advantage of that?
Now, there's different equity things, too. This is an equity line of credit we're talking about. Is there another form of equity or how we use it?
As in... the
loan, refi.
You could do a loan. You could do one of our equity loans where you apply for an equity loan. We use just the same thing, the equity in your home, but instead of it being a revolving line, you get the entire amount up front. So if you did a line of $50,000, you could get the entire $50,000 right up front instead of. And then you pay principal and interest off of it, just almost like a second lien or just like a mortgage. With the line, it's kind of, hey, I'm going to apply for $50,000, but you know what? I only really need 10 right now. Well, you're only getting charged for the 10. So that's kind of the difference between a loan and a line. It's either a whole amount or it's a partial amount, and you're only really being charged interest. Yeah. So it's really kind of whatever you're looking for.
That makes sense. So what I'm thinking is we take a break, because I know everyone's teeming just to hear the scams that we've found that are going on. Yeah. So you stay tuned for that. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up for you. If you want more info on Trustco Bank, go to trustcobank.com. That's simple. Louis Ederer, he is the manager of the store manager, basically. North Claremont, Well, we'll be right back. Please stay right there.
It's the $1,000 inflation compensation on News Radio WFLA Orlando. 9 chances to win $1,000 every weekday. Just listen for the keyword after the top of the hour news. Then enter it at WFLAOrlando.com. Brought to you by IDC.
International Diamond Center is all about value. They can and do beat anyone else when it comes to diamonds, engagement rings, and fine jewelry. Plus, they have an amazing selection of pre-owned Rolexes. 4 great Orlando area locations. And online, shopidc.com.
The podcast, Silenced, The Radio Murders, explores the unsolved homicides of 3 disc jockeys in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood. It's an investigation that exposes corruption and drug trafficking, painting a portrait of Miami as a forward operating base for the CIA.
They were using their newfound freedom and the radio airwaves to ignite a revolution. That's when the killing started.
Listen to Silenced, The Radio Murders on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
He's a former coach with 2 sons who played professional basketball. Satch Sullinger's a competitive individual, but his golf game was suffering because of painful joints.
Right, that's real important, the golf game. Right, as we get older, we create these bad habits because we're relegated to hit a certain way.
QC Kinetics used regenerative treatments, all natural healing properties from Satch's own body, to restore those damaged joints and get his golf game back on track.
QC Kinetics Regenerative Medicine is regenerating me, all natural, and that's what I'm about. I'm going to tell everybody why I'm better.
Oh, and by the way, looks like the competitive Satch is back.
We're all in the same boat, and I'm getting better, and I'm watching them stay old.
Go to QCkinetics.com. Get relief and your game back. Call for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 689-244-7980. That's 689-244-7980. In Orlando, Winter Park, and the Villages, 689-244-7980.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to GetRefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Download the Innovation Refunds app or go to GetRefunds.com, GetRefunds.com.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. We help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant or harder to follow. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia only. CordellCordell.com.
Do bank closures, inflation rate hikes, and the roller coaster of the market frighten you as much as it does me? You need to call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick the precious metals. That's it. You now own real precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today and learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan at 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
America's First News with Gordon Deal. Every day, 5 till 6 a.m.
News Radio WFLA Orlando.
Welcome back. Money Talks on News Radio WFLA Orlando, brought to you by Trustco Bank. I am Melissa Fox. Thanks for hanging out with us. We got Louis Ederer. He's representing the North Clermont branch. How long you been up there now?
2 years.
Yeah,
I think almost 2 years coming up at this branch. Yeah.
Good place.
And I love it. I love my people here.
All right. So I just got a text during the break, which you would not believe.
Cool.
Telling me that my Amazon account, there was something wrong with my purchase, and that if I wanted to go ahead and settle it up and get my purchase sent to me, just go ahead and follow this link. Should I do that?
Probably not.
Okay. I know.
Especially what was online, $8.8 billion last year in scams, and that's how they get you. Because honestly, we've talked about this. How many times do people use Amazon to do stuff, and it seems legit?
Oh yeah.
You know, so it really does. We always talk about scams, and we always kind of compare them, and we usually read a lot of stuff. I found an article online today when I was reading, and I had to print it up because it's amazing. It says if you need information, pretty much what do? You Google. Google anything, and you get pages and pages of search results. But the very top are sponsored.
Those are the ones I should click on, right? It's the highest results or something, right?
Right. You would think. You would think.
But you're saying
these
no.
are actually paid ads businesses use to drive traffic to their websites. Now, here's the best thing. Google doesn't vet everyone who buys an ad. So crooks, scam artists can buy ads just like regular companies, except they hide all their nasty malware on the sites. So they're getting really good at search engine optimization. So basically you go in and then their programs are in your computer. So what do you do to avoid it? Well, it says what terms should you avoid? Sadly, there's a lot of them. Focus on the 5 that can really do damage. And I know people do Google this stuff, but these are things that maybe you should not Google. Free credit report.
Right.
There are legitimate ways to get it.
That is not it.
Federal Credit Reporting Act, we have to give TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, they have to provide consumers with a free annual credit report every single year. It's literally www.annualcreditreport.com. It will bring you right to the correct page and not one of the people that are going to get you your free credit report after you put in all of your information. So that's something definitely you probably do not want to Google. Tech support phone numbers. That's huge. Fake numbers are classic. If they figure out a way to get your bank's name to appear when they call, you bet they can get the numbers high in the searches. And scammers can do that. They can make a phone call look like whatever they want. So you can actually go on, go to the actual website and look for a way to contact, Amazon or Microsoft or, oh God, especially Microsoft or Apple or Google or one of these, because if you get the wrong person on there who's going to get on and help you fix your computer, they're going to install all their malware in there. A popular one, how to make money online.
How?
Hey, what about amazing money market, money making opportunities? And should I do this? No. If the offer seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Yep.
Free people search. Those are great for ripping off people. You want to find somebody, or you want to find a phone number. That's a great one.
They dance you 3 or 4 websites, and they get you all excited. It's like, oh, this one must be the right one, and then still, boop, pay for your service, please. Yep.
That's it. Yeah, crypto wallets. Everybody's into cryptocurrency. That's another one that's huge right now that people are doing, and it's just, God, we say this how many times when we're actually talking about scams and different things is take a second, breathe. Don't believe a scammer right off the bat. Don't try to take a second to breathe and process what you're actually hearing. You'll do that. FTC.gov is where we go an awful lot to talk about protecting your money. What's big right now, taxes. Tax season might be over. Tax issues might not be. Right. What if you owe back taxes? You don't know how maybe you're going to pay them. Tax relief companies might say they can help. But a lot of times it's just going to kind of lead you further into debt. Tax relief companies say they can lower or get rid of your tax debt. Stop back tax collection. They'll apply for IRS hardship programs on your behalf, but you have to pay them first.
Yeah, the consolidation stuff, all of that's a scam, kids. Right. Let me just tell you. Of course, the opinions expressed here do not reflect the staff, management, or advertise. Every once in a while, you throw it out when you say something like that.
Yeah.
There was something else I wanted to talk to you about, and to let these people, these listeners, know that you guys do auto, RV loans, all kinds of wonderful loans.
Yeah, we do. I mean, auto, RV, camper, boat, motorcycle. We can kind of help you with anything. We can do brand new cars, and when I say brand new, I mean brand spanking new. Driving off the lot, this thing maybe has been driven from the trailer to the parking spot. That is brand new. And I hate to say it, it's amazing. And you hear once you drive a car off of a lot, it loses a certain percentage of its money. If you go and buy a brand new car and drive over to Trustco Bank and say, I want to refinance my brand new car, it is now a used car. So brand new is right off the lot. Used car, as long as it's you can buy from an individual or you can buy obviously from a dealer, just has to be within 4 years. 4 years old is the limit on our used cars. We want to make sure you're not buying a lemon. So you come in very, very quick application. Most of the managers should actually be due. If you already have an account with us and we have, your information here, we can almost fill out probably most of it for you before you came in if we knew you were coming. You sit down. We're going to get your permission to run your credit. We're going to have you sign a couple pieces of paper, and you're on your way to getting that new car. I've seen it done same day. You come in the morning, and we have a check in your hands that afternoon for you to go get your car. It's super, super quick. A couple pictures of a car, a little bit of VIN information and some mileage information. And then it's just that fast. On new cars, we'll go up to 100% of the value of the car, the cost of the car, of course, not tax, tag, title, but the value of the actual vehicle. On used cars, it's 90%. But most people, have a little bit of money to put down. They're just kind of looking for a bulk.
Well, that's a pretty good deal right there. So, you know what, Louis, it's been wonderful. We're going to have to start wrapping this thing up quickly. But again, I just want to stress, anything that Louis has talked about here, you can go into any branch location of Trustco Bank, and they will be as knowledgeable and helpful. They really don't have a dog in the fight, if you would say. They're just there to spread goodwill and business and not make a bunch of money off of you. So there you have it.
We want to help. So, please give us a call. Come in and see us. We love to sit and chat with people.
You got it. All right. It's been good.
Hopefully,
it's been
until next time, which will go by quickly, I enjoyed our evening.
All right. Well, may the 4th be with you. Cinque de Drinko and run for the roses. All right, man. We're out of here. Take care.
Take care.
Extreme mood swings, substance abuse, change in sleeping habits, avoiding friends, family, and the things you used to love, suicidal thoughts. These are just a few of the signs of mental illness, and if you or someone you know is experiencing them, research says that talking about mental health has the power to make a person